Hey everyone, welcome to Scribble Time with Panda. I'm your host, Nolan Lee, and I'm an independent artist based in the Seattle area. And today we are going to be drawing beach pandas. And that's today. So basically I just do an hour stream where I'll do some sketches. In this case we're going with more traditional materials today. And I will be drawing just whatever comes to mind. It's based all on the theme of the beach because it's summer. And I'm sure the beaches are opening up, so hopefully you guys are able to get there if you have access to that body of water. So let's get started. So I'm gonna just draw on this just scratch paper I have. It's sort of scratch paper. It's kind of a cardstock, but it's got some nice texture and little bits of I wouldn't say debris, but it's I don't know what you call it. I don't know. It's like it's very smooth, but it also has a little bit of little speckles in them. Yeah, speckles. Okay, that's what I'll call it. So I'm just gonna do I'll just do some summer pandas. So yeah, I moved this stream time to be on Wednesdays now, just to kind of be a time where we can stream and be a little bit more focused. And it also gives me some time to work on some other projects I've been needing to make progress on. Oops, sorry. I think I still need to update some of my social media to reflect the new time. So sorry if that's hasn't been updated yet. Actually, let's give him some sunglasses instead. And normally when I post these sketches online, they're actually available for purchase if you like, so feel free to send a DM through Instagram or Facebook, and I can get that. Just name your price and I'll just ship it to you. Hi Ben. Good to have you back on the stream. Question. I was wondering how you got your agent. Well, I don't have an agent right now officially. I did reach out to a friend of mine who was, or I did talk to a friend of mine who has an agent, and so he was gracious enough to provide me with her email. So it's not like, well, actually there's some takeaways from that. So I would say that in order to, that is one way to get agents to basically look at your contacts and look at your other, look at other people who have agents, and then just talk to them and see if, like, and just start a dialogue, just start a relationship, because it wasn't something that I was looking to venture into, but it kind of came up over the course of the conversation, and I thought, and he had asked that if I was interested in talking to the agent. So I thought, I was pretty open about it. So I just said, like, sure, this, we can have a discussion, so I can at least get an understanding of what's involved with publishing. So right now I'm still in talks with them. It's kind of a long process, so it's not like it's, happening right away. So that's the thing. It's like you just don't get an agent like right off the bat. It's just like you kind of have to. These things take time, and it's not like, because she doesn't really know me. I'm trying to feel out the dynamic myself, and it's just like any other business relationship. You're just trying to, just cultivate it and see if it's something that you really want to pursue. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm in the sort of courting phase, because I'm, seeing what kind of projects that are going to be presented to me. We haven't really gotten to that point, if that makes sense. Okay, so, but I would say, if you're interested in that, just know and talk to, just have dialogues and just talk, and you don't have to make a commitment quite yet, just because you're just trying to figure things out for yourself, and you don't want to just jump into a commitment right away, because you're just trying to learn. So that's why I'm in the phase of that. I'm trying just to learn at the moment. Hope that makes sense. Hope that provides some clarity. And I'm always trying to learn and trying to figure things out. It's a different type of it's definitely a different type of set of skills to learn, because you're trying to, self-publishing, you can just publish whatever you want, but with, working with with a traditional publisher, you're trying to utilize it as a partnership, because you're trying to achieve something greater than what you yourself can hope to achieve by yourself. Not to say that's impossible, but that's the reason why you would go with a traditional publisher. There are caveats to it, because, for example, one of them might be creative, right? Where you're not able to, maybe your sensibility or the type of story you want to tell may carry some risk to the publisher for printing it, because they're putting up the money to publish the books. So you have to be a little bit cognizant about, like, you may have like the next great American novel, but it probably would not be able to be picked up by a publisher because of the marketability of it, because they're trying to make money off of your idea as well. So if it carries too much risk, or if it proves to be have too much controversy, you might find that it's not going to work out. I mean, that's just pretty much like any kind of product in general. You can have a really great idea for I don't know, world's next greatest drinking straw, right? And actually something like that can have a lot of mass appeal because a lot of people do that. But then say like maybe a less relevant product like a videotape rewinder, that's you're not really going to see a demand for that in the modern day, given all that everything is digital and streaming and so forth. So you want to be kind of cognizant and aware of, have some self-awareness about what you're trying to do. But that's not to say you should stop creating something that you think is going to be good. I think you just have to understand the what kind of story and what kind of platform you're doing. Like if you just want to just do life drawings and just post them up on your social media, or make cobble together a sketchbook to sell at conventions or online, by all means, I think that's a good idea. But just don't expect a publisher to come around and take up your sketchbook because it's, unless you're super duper famous. So I'm going to go through with this white pencil because the paper itself is a little bit a light tan color, so I think adding a little bit of this white pencil might help make it pop just a little bit. Alright, so that's one sketch. Next, actually. Alright, next we'll do Yeah, I think with Doug, it's his books are they're it allows him to be a little bit more expressive, and I think too it's Doug's been doing this for a long time, and so he has his own sensibilities and he knows what he wants to convey in his stories. And I think, and I've read a couple of his scholastic graphic novels. I think it's I forgot the one with the island. There's one with with an island, and then there's Ghostopolis as well. And it's I'm sure there probably were notes to that they were giving to him to make sure that like they felt it was appropriate for the audience. Because Doug is kind of a bad island. That's right. Yeah, because I think Doug is punk rock, right? Like he's I think that's one of the things I admire about him, that he's kind of has that attitude in his work, where it doesn't feel like he's trying to play it safe. Okay, I'm gonna do, what can I do with the, no, let's do, yeah, so I'm gonna try a different approach this time. I'm gonna try drawing with just the side of the pencil list. I don't normally draw this way, but I'm just gonna try it just for the sake of it's very interesting seeing some of the stuff on Indiegogo, like the different types of comics being made, and certainly some pretty interesting ones, and some that are that look a little bit rough around the edges. But I think that's kind of the cool thing, that some of these are getting funded. The thing is that the thing that I kind of have am keeping an eye on is seeing, like, well, some of these I do think that they're kind of being supported out of spite for the current comic book industry, and I'm not as versed into, I kind of know the general sentiment that's going on right now, but I think to have some longevity, I think it's important to, like, not just have just a one-off hit, but just like have continual stable hits, or stable successes, not exactly hits though. So So I'm trying to draw really loose here just to kind of see what effect I'm going to get. It's kind of an interesting little exercise. Ben says, yeah, I agree. It's like when Doug was originally going to be doing 60 page books for $20, and I didn't think it was worth it, but now 160 for $20. That kind of product has longevity. Yeah. I mean, there's certainly trade-offs, right? There's, on one hand, it's if you can play it right, it seems like the traditional market, or the traditional method can work if you are kind of like in the... It feels like if you're producing books that are like... that are kind of suits what they're trying to do, right? So if you're trying to draw something like, I don't know, I think like Akira or some adult type of property or older, I think you might be a little bit more hard pressed to find. And although I have, so like I have talked about to some to a couple people, and I, you know, like children's is always going to do better because you're reaching a larger audience, right? You can reach kids and you can have adults read your book too. Whereas if you just focus just on the adult crowd, then that limits your audience. But that shouldn't be the determining factor in what kind of stories you're trying to tell. Because otherwise we wouldn't have things like, you know, Watchmen or, you know, or Dark Knight Returns. It's kind of a tricky thing. I think it's also like the times are always shifting so much too, so I think whatever feels like it could be, you know, what worked back then may not necessarily work in today's climate or today's industry, so to speak. But I would like to do that. I think the trick is, like, I did one Indiegogo campaign last year, and I think for the most part it worked out. The problem I had was during the campaign, after the campaign ended, first of all, I didn't fund fully, and I think part of it was because I wasn't doing a good job in terms of marketing it. Like, they got more time to try to get that thing fully funded. Much what you see with, like, when Jason Brubaker was trying to do his cognitive drawing Indiegogo and was doing live streams, and now he's pretty much stopped doing them because it's not really the time for marketing. But I want to get to that point where, because I have a book that I've been working on, and many of you have probably heard it already, about Hugo's Perfect Picnic, and I'll actually be working on that today to try to get that completed, because I think I want to get that out. I want to get that out the door, at least into the world. And you know, it's not going to be a book that's going to do well, in my opinion, just because I think it's, you know, it's more of an indie title, and I don't, and like I said earlier, like, I wasn't planning to release it on Amazon. I was just going to have it just be like a Kickstarter, so I can at least, you know, maybe, you know, it's basically a joke at this point. Like, it's a gag. I mean, not like I mean, it is frivolous, but the idea that it's, you know, it's it's something I just needed to get out of my system, and I think I just need to get it done and not really worry about like all the financials. But I'll do a small Kickstarter, so at least I don't have it on my Amazon page. And I want to do another Panda book, but still have to get around to working or getting the time to finish it. Okay. All right, so that's this one. Okay, so we're gonna do, what's another beach activity? How about beach? I kind of like that, just drawing in this very loose style. It's like, let's see. All right, Ben, good hanging out. Get some rest. Get some rest there in the UK. And thanks again for tuning in and just for the chat. It's good to hear from you. let's put a bucket here. Next we have, what do we have? Let's see if I can tilt this. Chima's just looking on her phone, as usual. Chima, get off the phone. Alright, beach volleyball. Next we can do, what else is related to beach? We did sandcastles, we did, well, at the beach you also go in the water. How about that? Let's just go to, I guess we can just like top this one off a little bit. I guess what else do you do? Maybe we can do... Well, this will be our last one. I think, what's the last thing that you would do at a beach? You would play the ball, you would have a beach volleyball, maybe you throw a football around, maybe you collect seashells. Maybe we can do... Think. Suntan, maybe. I mean, I was just at the beach the other day, so I got to remember like what I saw there. I saw some people flying kites, saw people playing in the sand. Let's see. How about some people were just sitting in their umbrellas. Other people were I guess I'll just, yeah. I'm gonna try something out here. Let's see how successful I am about doing this. Right, this is a bit messy, but you know, it's just trying to have fun. I need to a little bit more definition here. Okay, well, thanks for watching, guys. This is Scribble Time with Panda, and I just finished up a surfing panda sketch. I was just trying out getting into the tube, and yeah, I don't know if it worked out as quite as well, but you know, it's a sketch. maybe I can just brighten it up here. All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for joining me on this today's sketch, and we'll be doing the next stream next Wednesday at 2 p.m. at Pacific time. I'll be posting these online in a little bit. I have to catch up on some posts, but eventually they'll be up there, and they'll be for sale if you guys are interested. So, anyways, you guys have a great day and enjoy your week. See you later. Bye.